I think first off, Aaron, the game looks great. You know, this is our first look at the multiplayer. How did you guys go about deciding on implementing battle points instead of a more traditional way of upgrading player characters in the game?
So battle points really came about from this desire for us to give the player all these really expensive, big impact weapons and vehicles in the game. And so we sat down and we're like, how can we balance this? How can we give the player access to these really cool toys that can do a lot of damage in the game, but make sure that those things are not, like too overpowered, too unbalanced. So we came up with a system which we're calling battle points. It's basically an in-game economy. So as you're playing the game, you're earning points for everything you do that helps you or helps your team. And then you can spend these points on cool toys. You can spend them on drones, you can buy additional ammo and grenades, you can spend them on vehicles even. So this creates some really interesting strategic choices. Players can decide to, buy small but potent weapons like drones, or you can save up for bigger things like airstrikes or helicopters.
Basically, you earn battle points for just about everything you do. Getting kills, you get extra battle points for capturing points, for killing around capture points. If you suck, you get battle points for dying a lot. We really want to make sure that everybody has access to all the toys within the game, and so we didn't want a get richer scheme where you get battle points and they're so powerful that it just makes you get more battle points. So there's been a lot of work in balancing that system.
So the main goal was to try and create a large-scale warfare experience that really, hasn't come out there yet. So we wanted to bring the pace and intensity of these really tight infantry games, combine those with this great large-scale vehicular action. So we wanted to do that in this, big climactic battles with up to 32 players, but also we wanted to bring some new strategic choices to the game. So that's where we came in with things like the battle point system and the drones. There's a wide variety of drones in the game. You've only seen a few here, but we're really trying to support some different play styles. So we support the the play style that wants to get up in the air and hunt down the sniper with the aerial drone. We support the guy who wants to be sneaky with a ground drone and kind of go behind enemy lines. We've also got a recon drone, allows you to mark enemy targets. So it's a great support role. I mean, some players they don't want to be out there in the front lines mauling guys with their submachine gun. They want to be the guy helping their teammates. So we're really trying to support the diversity of play styles.
That's actually been a huge focus, is creating a broad base of accessibility to different play styles. Really, we wanted to capture that hardcore player base, so that's what that focus on the responsiveness and the controls and the feel of the weapons and the balance of the system. But we also wanted the more casual player to feel safe in quotes. The drones are great entry-level pieces for a newer player. You can hide in an area and bring out a recon drone, and not only do you get a different aspect view of the battlefield, you get to kind of see how people, so some of the better players progress around what they're doing. It's like you notice these guys slow when they get to corners and don't just run out into the middle of the open field. And just by that kind of aspect of seeing the battlefield from a different perspective, getting to get a couple kills in with a predator drone or something like that, you start to help teaching the players without that negative, just I'm getting my face owned constantly feel.
I think what you can do with Homefront is you can experience some amazing, intense, large-scale warfare action that you don't really get in an average first-person shooter. If you're used to playing an infantry game, you've probably experienced that many times in a lot of games. This game is pretty different. It offers vehicles, offers aircraft, just a whole bunch of different things, but it's got that intensity, it's got that pace, it's got that action, and it's got some really cool strategic choices with things like battle points.